afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Family Matters on Good News Radio. Oh my goodness, it's been such a long time. Claire, yes. My sister's here. We were just doing her show together. Her show is called Abba Maladi. In English, it's called, what's your show called in English?
Against sickness.
Against sickness. That's what Abba Maladi means. So it's been a long time since I've been behind this microphone. So I thank God for the opportunity to be able to be with you this afternoon. And I was with my sister on her segment right before this one, speaking about the flu season and what you can do to prevent from catching the common cold, the flu, coronavirus, because all that stuff is out there. Unfortunately, sometimes you could do everything in the world and still catch it. And so we were able to give some tips, some prevention ideas, what you can do to manage your health and to remain healthy even throughout the flu season. So I'm happy to be here this afternoon. Thank you so much to the engineer crew that's in the booth helping us. We have a young brother there. His name is Ryan. And guess what? He's 13 years old. If you guys are listening, if you guys are out there listening, the radio needs help, and we have a lot of opportunities for young people to come in and to learn. Do you know that a lot of people get paid a lot of money for doing what he's learning to do? Yes. So that's an amazing thing. So I thank you so much, Ryan, and to Franz and everybody else who's in there. I really appreciate all of your help. So we're here listening to Family Matters on Good News Radio, and I have my lovely sister with me, Claire.
Hello. Hi, guys. Hi, I'm happy to be here, to be on my sister's show. I enjoy being here, so let's go and have some fun. Let's hear about the family. Yes,
that's right.
I'm all in for the family.
That's right. My sister is so cool, and I really appreciate you coming out here. So we had greeted all of our family members, everybody who's listening. We thank you so much for welcoming us into your home. So you're listening to Family Matters on Good News Radio. So this is the program that is designed to actively engage our community in meaningful discussions to promote communication, education, empowerment, to encourage and to elevate our families, because we all need support in this time, right?
Absolutely.
So you listen to us on Good News Radio 88.1 FM. This show is presented to you every Saturday from 4 to 5 p.m. and repeated again on Sundays from 3 to 4. My name is Elna. I'm the host, and my sister Claire is my
co-host.
Oh my God.
The Passies in the family.
That's right.
In the house.
That's right. We are here, and we are here to stay. So like I was saying before, it's been a while since I've been here, and as you know, you guys, I always tell you how you can listen to the radio station, how you can listen to the program. You can go on the website to goodnewsradiotv.com. You can go on Facebook to WYGG Good News Radio, or you can dial into 518-906-1596. Jean ke nou ka tande radio a?
Yes, nou ka tande li nan 88.1 FM. Nou ka rele 732-775-0220, 732-775-0225. Si nou pa vle vwa nou paret le nou rele, nou ka rele 908-489-9820. Et nou nan Facebook, Good News Radio. Nou nan YouTube, goodnewsradiotv.com. Ou ka rele numéro 518-906-1596. Sou pa gen internet ou bien pa gen télévision. Numéro sa yo karele ou ap tande li par téléphone. Bienvenue à Family Matters.
Thank you, my sister.
Bienvenue à Problème Famille. Famille important, oui?
Yes. So Tout bagay commence avec famille, pas vrai?
Yes.
So, you guys, I always tell you how you can support the radio because you know the radio is listener supported all day, every
Yes,
day. So we need your
absolutely.
support, we need your help, we need your money, okay? So this is the way that you can send your money into the radio. You can write a check and make it out to Good News Community Action, mail it to 414 Asbury Avenue, Asbury Park, New Jersey, 07712. Okay, or now we have like ways,
Yes.
electronic ways.
WhatsApp,
you don't have to
Cash
waste a
App,
stamp, you can send your money to Cash App 908-489-9820. 908-489-9820. Let's tell them that in Creole. Nous
Okay.
connaissons que radio si
Yes.
côté avec moun qui attend des radio, hein? OK? So si que nous t'avons supporter radio ensemble avec l'argent nous ka écrit un chèque voyez sur 414 Asbury Avenue, Asbury Park, New Jersey 07712 ou bien nous ka aller sur Cash App, monter sur téléphone nan, nous gen Cash App nous gen Zelle, nous gen tout bagay sa yo. Nous ka voye kob nous sur 908 489 98 20 908 489 98 20. And my sister told you guys how you can call in and join in this conversation that we're going to have about back to school. We're going to incorporate
Yes.
mental health into it.
Yes.
Okay, because this is all in preparation for the season that we are in. This is the month of September. Okay, so the lines are open for you to call in to 732-775-0220 or 732-775-0225. Please
Yes.
give us a shout out. Call us in and talk to us, okay?
Yes, li nan ouvert pour nous relais, sinon que question, nous gen suggestion, nous ta remettant des auditeurs auditrices yo captant des radios parce que nous gen bonne nouvelle pour nous, faut nous relais nous pour nous capable encourager my sister, pour nous encourager c'est moi elle qui la chaque samedi de 4 pour 5. So nous kon numéro c'est 732 775 02 20 732 775 02 25. OK, so nous avons en pile bagay pour nous parler non qui gens pour nous capable de timounio pendant yo commencer l'école là, t'aller à nous te parler de grippe yo qui ça pour nous préparer, qui gens pour nous capable prévenir pour nous pas gen grippe. Mais qu'on a nous parler des bagay familial.
That's
Okay.
right. Before we get to that, I do have a couple of announcements. As you all know, Good News Radio, Radio Bonne Nouvelle, toujours fait banquet anniversaire. C'est un fundraiser qui est lié. Année ça, c'est 13 octobre. La billet, on joue dimanche à 6 heures du soir. La Royal Banquet Hall, OK, qui est dans 613 Hope Road, dans Eatontown. Et puis, gagner gens qui nous ka acheter ticket non, quoi ticket nous ka acheter sur internet là ou bien nous ka acheter dans même monde qui gagne yo. So, mettez date ça dans tête nous, mettez le sous côté, commencez mettre l'argent nous sous côté tout pour nous venir supporter radio. So, Good News Radio is having its 30th fundraising anniversary dinner and it's going to take place on October 30th. It's a Sunday at 6 p.m. at the Royal Banquet Hall located at 613 Hope Road in Eatontown, New Jersey. So put your money aside, put this date aside, save the date, okay, so that you can make sure that you come out and support the radio. And again, it's a fundraiser, so even though you purchase the ticket, if you would like to send in your donations or come with your donations, you're more than welcome to do so. I also have an announcement from the Haitian Lawyers Association of New Jersey. There's going to be a free clinic for TPS. TPS is, I guess it's temporary protective stay, right? It's a status, an immigration status provided by the United States Immigration Services for those people who have some sort of issue, regarding their well-being. So this is a sort of asylum type of thing that could be afforded to them. So the Good News Community Action is having this free clinic on TPS, and it's being put together by the Haitian Lawyers Association of New Jersey, and it's going to take place at the First French-Speaking Baptist Church, and it's going to be on September 28th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Okay, the address of the First French-Speaking Baptist Church is 412 Asbury Avenue, right next to the radio station where we are right now.
Yeah, I think that's really great. Son
Yeah.
bon programme, oui. Il y a pour ouvert jou ça pour aider moun qui pa gen papier, moun qui chercher papier pour yo ka travail dans pays, y a moun qui fait vini, y a pédophile application. Qui jou ça et encore?
28 septembre.
OK.
9h pour 2h.
Septembre, 28 septembre de 9h pour 2h, y a tant non là dans Baptiste là. Y a là, y a gagné des avocats qui a répondre toutes questions pour nous, non même qui sont à Haïti qui pas ko gen papier non. Prends jour ça, utilisez-les pour nous prendre un petit temps pour nous capable venir chercher aide qui nous besoin venir à toutes questions non. Y a fait li pour $0. So moi même sinon intelligent pied écoute prend devant. OK? Marquez date ça dans le calendrier, non 28 septembre, de 9h pour 2h de l'après-midi.
We just asked that if you could translate that too. Bring all of your documents with you, all of your identity documents, everything that you think you're going to need in order for you to apply for this.
OK, vin avec tout document ou avec carte identité ou l'op vini dans jour ça, tout ça ou connaît que ou a besoin pour capable filer l'application TPS là. TPS là, il connaît des monde, gen moun qui voyage sur TPS là au travail ou à l'école, so c'est un statistique qui montre que ou légal dans pays temporairement. Vini avec tout dossier pour être capable aider Philippe pour $0. Zéro frais, c'est zéro lié. So pas gen moun qui pour boray, relé un moun, relé un ami, mande l'église là si yo capable aider ou jou ça, moi prend devant pour yo capable aider non parce que c'est un bon programme ni. OK. Donc so moi communauté a fait un pile bagay pour nous. So et ça c'est important pour nous supporter bonne nouvelle. L'important pour nous supporter radio c'est si pro nous qui fait radio à continuer en service. Radio a ba nos service mais c'est si pro nous qui kembe radio pour capable continuer en service. OK, continuez vos petites donations, non continuez bail. Petit, pi gros, pas gen petit, pas gen pi gros. Ça non bail, y a pas apprécier. Ça non bail 2-3 mais ensemble à aider pour bill la capable payer parce que mais en pile chai palo et ça lié yes.
You know President Obama when he was running for president and he set the standard, a lot of people are using this this way of raising funds. You know, a lot of people when they're running for president, they reach out to big donors, like people who will give millions of dollars. You know, it's nothing to them because they have lots of it, right? You know what he did? He reached out to the everyday Joe, everyday person, and he asked for $5, $10. You know how many $5, $10 that he got?
It
so
adds
much.
up. Yes.
He raised a lot more money than those people who were reaching out to big donors, $1 million. So imagine if everybody who lived in this area who's listening to this radio station would just support it with $5, $10 at a time. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't have this problem where we have to have, you know, fundraising stuff. You know what I'm saying? We would have all the money that we need to be able to keep the radio going. So please. Translate.
S'il vous plaît, même si c'était $5, est-ce que imaginez les Obama lui-même il était commencé, il était dans l'élection pour être capable, il était un candidat pour président, littéralement les ordinaire tant que nous même, moun qui pas grand pile, li pas très les moun qui était trop riche, li connaît moun qui gen bon cœur, c'est eux même qui t'ai aidé pour yo t'es capable bal l'argent. Sinon imaginez, sinon tout là, non grand pile dans nous même qui Asbury, New Jersey, New York, côté nous et n'attendez, sinon tout a décidé by $5 seulement. Non ta ouais mais en pile qui Jean Charles là pas ta pour bonne nouvelle. Bonne nouvelle t'a privé plus loin et puis t'a ka aider non plus sur tout dossier que nous gen problème yo. So mettez main nous ensemble. On nous supporter, on nous encourager. Donc gen l'église yo qui gen monde qui designated qui pour prendre l'argent en main, non si n'a bail donation. Et puis tout ça nous fait pour gloire bon Dieu parce que bonne nouvelle sont radio pour bon Dieu là. Dans les bonnes nouvelles, il toujours porter bonne nouvelle pour nous. C'est good news radio and I appreciate all of you guys. Moi apprécier que nous remet aider pour travail bon Dieu pour nous aider l'un et l'autre, OK? C'est sa parole là dit. All right.
Thank you, my sister.
Oh,
so,
no problem.
I have one more announcement and then we're going to get on with our topic. So, Neptune Bible Way Apostolic Church, located at 1928 Greenwood Avenue in Neptune. They are hosting a Medicare 101 educational seminar on next Saturday, September 14th at 11 a.m. There's no cost or obligation to attend, okay? So this is, again, free. I only bring free stuff, you know.
Yeah.
'cause
Oh,
it's
bon,
important.
Toujours bay moun yo bon bagay.
So you guys, it's important if you are at the age where you need to apply for Medicare. They're doing this educational seminar to help you guys with the Medicare Advantage versus Medicare Supplement, weighing your options, prescription drugs. Okay, so Medicare can be a very complicated system to navigate. You know, a lot of people don't understand it, especially because I've been on that website and it's kind of difficult. They ask you questions, they want you to answer exactly what they want you to answer. And if you're thinking, oh, I'm going to answer it this way, it's not going to go through. So you have to you have to know how to do it, or you have to seek help. Okay, well, they're offering the help for free. It's Saturday, September 14th at 11 a.m. It's right there in Neptune at the Bible Way Apostolic Church located at 1928 Greenwood Avenue, and it's an educational seminar on Medicare.
So, moun ki gen l'âge, ok, ki git arrive à utiliser Medicare, ou travail nan pays après 5 ans, ou éligible pour joindre Medicare, ok? On moun ki gen 65 ans, ou ka appliquer pour joindre Medicare, son forme d'assurance liée. Yo gen Medicare, yo gen Medicaid. Medicaid la ke n'importe moun ka joindre.
Ça, c'est moun qui jeune moun yo.
Oui, Medicaid la sous jeune ou bien on pas ko jeune travail, yo ka aider. Mais moun sa ouvre un processus pour aider nos fil application le 14 septembre dans Apostolic Church là
Yes.
qui
Lina 1928 Greenwood Avenue dans Neptune.
dans Neptune 1928 Greenwood Avenue Neptune. So prends jour ça, font ti sorti, vini avec papier non, vini avec carte d'identité non, vini avec carte gende le yo poser nos questions de travail non, income tax bagay ça non met vini avec yo. Y a pédé non fil papier ça va c'est papier ça me te connaît de longtemps, dans travail longtemps avec un grand monde qui te compte venir. Et défiler li prend temps. Li prend temps parce que sou pas comprendre bagay yo bien ou pas fil papier, ou après obligé refil li encore. Vous comprenez ça? Pendant y a ba notre temps, moun yo ba notre temps pour yo faire bagay là pour frais pour non, prend avantage pour ça. Prend avantage, vin avec tout ça n'a besoin pour application pour yo capable aider non fil li. Parce que gen moun qui toujours payer pour assurance à tout yo gen l'âge pour yo prendre Medicare. Faut nous connaître ça, gon l'âge non rivé. Medicare, yo charge non frais pour lui, oui, par année.
Yeah.
Mais si c'est assurance ou qu'on paye plus l'argent, parce que le Medicare son assurance liée, il couvre un peu dans bagay pour il pas couvrir tout. Il pas couvrir tout, mais ça son l'autre pour l'autre temps.
Yeah.
Il pas couvrir tout. So,
Si vous avez une question, ça vous aller dans bagay là pour poser question dans le séminaire
Oui.
qu'il a fait. Hein. C'est samedi prochain.
samedi 14.
14 septembre à 11h du matin dans 1928 Greenwood Avenue dans l'église Bible Way. OK? Et puis si vous avez une question, nous avons le numéro de téléphone 888 excusez-moi 848 275 1246 848 275 1246. Mon ça c'est anglais parler, so si que nous ka faire, si nous pas parler anglais, nous voulons parler ensemble avec nous, poser des questions, mettez un monde qui parle anglais sous ligne pour yo ka parler ensemble avec nous, poser des questions pour 848 275 1246. All right.
Very good. You have a lot of good information for the population to use.
Yes. Thank you. So guess what time it is?
What time is it?
It's voting time. We're in the voting season.
Oh,
right?
Lord,
and
yes.
I was told,
and it matters.
I was told, make sure you give information about voting. So
Yes,
I
it
have
matters.
information about voting.
Voting
okay?
is very
Because
it
the
matters.
voting season is upon us.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yesterday I went to my son's football game. By the way, Neptune won the football game.
Congratulations,
46 to
Jeremiah.
14.
Great job.
My son, he was doing his thing on the
Yes.
field. I'm telling you, they just kept calling his name and his friends. You know, he's a co-captain on the football team, so he really was doing his thing.
That's
he made a
good. He's
touchdown and
happy.
everything.
I'm proud
I was
of
so
you,
happy.
nephew.
And
Good job.
I had to say a little prayer. I said, Lord, please let my son win this game because I didn't want him sulking around the house. Because when they lost the week before, he was sulking around the house, and we never heard the end of it. So it was a very happy time.
I'm I'm happy.
So yesterday, while I was at the football game, they had a table there where they were registering people to vote.
Really?
It's very important that in order, don't you think you're just gonna go and vote? You got to be registered to vote.
Of course.
And normally, how people register to vote is, when you get your driver's license, they automatically have a little box for you to check and register to vote. There's a whole website dedicating to registering to vote, and there's other ways too, like at the high schools, college campuses. Everybody is on this campaign to get people to register to vote. If you're the age of 18 or more, you can vote in this country if you don't have some sort of issue that prevents you from being able to vote. So for the 2024 general election, Monmouth County has designated in-person early voting locations, okay? So those of you who don't want the crowds, you're working on election day, you don't have time to be standing in line, right? Because this is the general election. A lot of people are going to go out to vote for the candidate of their choice. So if you want to beat the crowds, do early voting.
Early.
I recommend it.
That's a great
I've done
idea.
it. It works, okay? You can vote starting Saturday, October 26th through Sunday, November 3rd. They give you a whole week to do this early voting in long hours, 10 a.m. all the way to 8 p.m. During the week. And then on Sundays, it's going to be 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Okay, so you guys go to church on Sunday. After church, just pass by. It's going to be at the Neptune Township Senior Center right there on Route 33, Corliss Avenue, 1607 Corliss Avenue. And they're going to be there, and you can just vote. You don't have to live. You know how when you have to vote, you have to go to the voting poll where you live or whatever. This one is for everybody. You can
everybody
just go.
in New Jersey?
Not everybody in New Jersey.
In
I guess
Neptune,
everybody in Monmouth County.
Yeah, you don't have to go to your specific district.
Yes, you don't have to. Yes, everybody's going to be there. All the districts are going to be there for you to be able to vote. I love it. So there is a deadline for those of you who are not registered to vote. I'm trying to find what the deadline is. Okay, it's October 15th. That's the deadline. If you're not registered to vote, the deadline to register to vote is October 15th. And don't forget, okay, the general election is Tuesday, November 5th. The polls are open from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
8 p.m.
6 a.m. to 8 p.m. And that time, on that day, you have to go wherever your district is. And they're going to be sending things in the mail. They're going to send the sample ballots in the mail.
Them every day.
Yeah, the sample ballot is going to have on it your district. A lot of people, because I work the polls sometimes, right?
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I love saying I work the polls. Some people are like, oh, you work the polls. But it's a good thing. It's not the other poll.
Yeah.
So when people come in, they're like, oh, I don't know what district I belong to. If you look at the sample ballot, it tells you what district you belong to. So it's very important.
And they do send it to you at home, too, if you want to complete it at home.
Yes.
You could mail it in, the mail-in ballot.
That's right. Yeah. After the pandemic, that's a thing now. You guys, you don't have to leave your home. You can do it at home.
They make it so easy.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to say it in Creole for them?
Okay.
Early voting and registration.
Okay. On moun ki citizen. Ok, konya nou konen gen élection, konya yo commencé faire sou vle al voter, yo commencé depuis combien en octobre, dans mois d'octobre là? 26 octobre jusqu'à 3 novembre. Dans Neptune Senior Center.
1607 Corliss Avenue.
1607 Corliss Avenue, nous ka aller là, yo ouvert depuis à 10h pour 6h.
6h pour 8h du soir.
Wow, 6h pour 8h du soir. So ka aller bonheur pour commencer à mettre vote. Parce que c'est très important. Ou vin dans pays ou citizen ou gen 18 ans ou ka voter, ça veut dire vrai ou important. Si ou pas voter, ça veut dire ou pas penser de qui genre changement yo pour le faire ou pas penser de futur pa ou. Parce que moun qui pour sous palais, moun qui pour gouverner pays, li important pour nous connaître qui est lié. Li important pour nous d'accord avec moun qui pour parler, moun qui pour camper pour nous, moun qui pour faire changement, moun qui pour aider nous. Li important. Oui, moun nan li pa pral bon l'argent, li pa pral occuper dans caillou, mais li important, li très important. Si tout nous même les Haïtiens, moi li important pour nous sortir pour nous voter.
Yeah.
Voter avec tout nous-mêmes pour nous fiers de ça.
Yeah.
Pour nous fiers de ça parce que nous voulons pays non changer, nous besoin d'aide pour pays dans tout. OK, so moi-même m'encourager nous pour nous tous sortir à voter depuis nous ces citoyens sortir à voter depuis qu'on y a voter. À voter.
Nous pas qu'à dire pour qui monde pour voter, mais nous toujours dit voter conscience.
Yes, voter conscience et puis voter pour nous connaît capé des minorités à tout parce que nous même nous fait partie des minorités. Si vous comprenez ça me dit ou à faire ça.
That's right, my sister.
Yes.
All right, so we are here. It's September.
Yes.
Kids have already gone back to school.
Wow,
Mine
yeah,
started
last week.
in September 5th.
Last week.
Thursday. Thursday, September 5th.
I said last week, the other day.
Just 2 days ago. September 5th, and they already have 2 days in the bag. Okay.
Yes.
All right, so they started. So I have some nice quotes for back to school. So this was my favorite. It's by Dr. Seuss. Remember reading Dr. Seuss to your kids
Green
when they
Eggs
were
and Ham.
younger? So this one's for the little kids. Okay.
Yes.
It says, "You're off to great places. Today is your day.
Oh.
Your mountain is waiting. So get on your way."
That's cute.
And that's from Dr. Seuss. Oh, the places you'll go.
Yes.
And so the other quote that
Very
I have,
nice.
it says, "Each new day is a blank page in the diary of your life.
Oh.
The secret of success is in turning the diary into the best story you possibly can." And that one's by Douglas Pagel. Okay. And the last one that I have for you from Wolfgang Reeb is, "No one is perfect. That's why pencils have erasers."
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yes. Et ça lié.
Yes.
Ça gen moun qui pas fait ou font bagay ou ka pon pinceau et puis ou ka erase ou commencer encore. Même gens leur font péché ou demander bon Dieu pardon.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Very good.
So we're gonna continue our conversation. You know, so we discuss the flu season and how kids are going back to school, and they're gonna, unfortunately, it's part of it. They may or may not catch something while being in school, but we're gonna be talking, shifting the focus a little bit to talk about tips for a successful academic school year.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we are talking about certain things that, because this is a family show, right?
Yes.
That mom and dad or caregivers, because not all kids are being raised by their mother and father. Some are being raised by their grandparents. Some are being raised by their aunties or their uncles. You know what I'm saying? Yes, and foster parents. If you're a caregiver to a child that's going back to school, listen up. We are going to talk about some of the tips that you can utilize to have a successful academic school year. The very first thing is set some rules.
Yes.
How about that?
Absolutely. Yes.
Establish some routines.
Establish some routines.
Yeah.
Yes. Ou pas qu'à dormir encore parce que l'école ouverte. Ou pas qu'à faire 5 ans devant game na pour jouer. Ou pas qu'à get téléphone na. Oh, is that what you had down? Those are the rules. Yes. Go ahead. So,
No, go.
Yeah,
Go
gan
ahead.
pile bagay pour nous retourner back dans routine nous te gen avant yo pour nous ka mettre boundaries pour nous dire ti moun yo mais règle yo qui gagne l'école ouvert kounye tout temps non toute attention non c'est sous livre la pied.
Yeah.
C'est sous éducation,
Yes.
vous comprenez?
Yes.
Qu'on y a sous qu'on utilise téléphone nan depuis 9h du soir, ou ka gen yon inet temps, téléphone ça li pour al plugger dehors. Moi même pas j'aime quitter femme yo te plugger par yo dans chambre. Yo le yo gen 18 ans quitter yo prendre. Parce que les ça me connaît yo grand monde, yo dans collège. M'pa ka contrôler encore ça. Me dit OK, that's fine parce que qu'on y a non gitan fin grand monde, ça me t'a ba non, m'kwel gitan incarné dans tête yo déjà. Mais pas gen télévision dans chambre ti moun moi. Pas gen télévision. Why? Pour qui ça pas gen télévision?
Because they be watching it
Yes.
all the time.
Yes.
all
Oui.
hours.
Y a plevé nan nuit pour yo regarder télévision. Me changer ti garçon nan te gen 2 ans. M'te mettre télévision dans chambre. Ni gon lem lever 5h du matin moi visite la chita devant télévision. Me dit "Oh! Ça fait devant télévision." Li dit m'pa ka dormi, m'te gon show m'ta watch, m'te vinn fin watch li. Oh, même
2
jour,
years
même
old?
soirée, à me prendre télévision, ça jamais. Pour juste qu'on y a pièce pas de télévision dans la chambre.
Wow.
Pour juste qu'on y a son, non, gen télévision, non, mais télé, tout côté, tout le
Non,
monde ka
common.
wel. Tout
Côté
le monde ka
common.
wel. Vous comprenez? So, ça veut
That's
dire,
good rule.
Kounya, même si yo gade li nan chambre yo, c'est dans téléphone yo gade li. OK, so on ti moun ki gen parce que dans télévision pas contre qui ça y a gade. Gen bagay yo gade ki gen esprit sou yo.
Yes.
Yo ka pran ni
Yes.
pendant y a gade
horror
là pour yo
movies,
pran.
horror
Yes.
films,
En pile
those
film ki gen en pile vie
omen
bagay la dan
shows
y a
and-
gade.
And those
So,
psychiatric
l'école
shows.
vini kounya c'est just prier avec ti moun yo avant yo sorti. Moi même dit envelopper yo avec le sang de Jésus avant yo
Yes.
sorti dans kay la.
Yes.
Chaque matin prier avec yo. Sinon pas gitan prier avec yo, vont verser ba yo. Rele fait montrer yo ki jan pour yo prier, li très important parce que kounya n'a vive dans un monde qui très perverse. Tout bagay qui pas bon, c'est li même yo wè ki bon.
Yes.
OK,
Tout
so
bagay yo vire tête
tout
en
bagay
bas,
tête en bas. C'est yo même yo wè ki bon. Tout ça la Bible pa vle, c'est yo même yo wè ki bon. So non même qui chrétien, c'est non même qui pour préparer petit non. Non même qui pour faire connaître, non même qui pour faire éducation yo depuis la caille non, pour non montrer yo, pour non mettre en règle pour yo capable comprendre. Et puis tout, les ti moun yo à l'école yo gen face avec bagay qui yo pa l'exposer.
Yes.
Gen bagay qui pa fait yo senti yo bien, gen bagay qui fait yo senti que yo pa vle sorti, gen bagay qui fait yo senti que yo pa vle ouais l'école. Non même parents yo les ti moun yo saute l'école non supposé parler avec yo pour nous connaître qui jan yo te passé. OK, qui ça yo te ouais l'école là, qui ça te pas, qui ça pas te fait bien. Qui j'ai senti yo parce que gon bagay qui les bully right now. Bagay ça là longtemps mais qu'on y a li vinn pi mal.
Yeah.
Li vinn pi mal parce que ti moun ale ki le pas capable prendre stress.
Yep.
Bagay yo le stress là non même moi même ou te comprendre ni Haïti yo bon bâton ou fin crier pour finir ça pas gen bagay comme ça ici. Ici pas gen bâton. OK?
gen bâton.
C'est communiquer pour communiquer avec ti moun yo
Yeah.
pour faire yo comprendre que
Yeah.
éducation a ba yo c'est pour bien yo lié.
Yes.
Gen des bagay y a fait qui pas bon pour yo. OK? So m'a quitter système continuer parler.
Yes.
Mais-
My sister took it and ran with it.
Mais
okay?
non gen en pile bagay pour nous faire la caille non en vent c'est non même qui parents c'est non même qui porte éducation ti moun yo. C'est sous non même ti moun yo ap gade et pas sous de yo ka wè moun sous de mais c'est non même qui pour faire zami avec yo pour nous prendre attention yo. Pour yo pas attendre moun ka bay mauvais bagay pour yo gâcher vie yo. OK, so
Yes. Thank you so much for that.
welcome.
So yes, establish the rules, the routines, you know. If you need to remind the kids of the rules, please do so, right? The rules of your household, the rules as it relates to going back to school because it was summertime. Yeah.
Yes.
Granted, it's true. They could have forgotten, you know, what you've taught them in the years past. So it's okay to remind them.
Yes.
Okay. One thing that you want to do is to praise your child, okay, for good behavior. Don't it's I mean, I know it's human nature for us to harp on the negative or the thing, you know, because it seems like the thing that the child might have done that was so bad was like, oh my God, so end of the world. So you kind of like, you're focused on that. You don't want to relive that experience again. So you're always constantly reminding them, oh, remember when you did this? Remember that? Try not to do that, okay? Because like we just said in the quote, you know, pencils have erasers for a reason because nobody is perfect and you're going to need to erase some stuff. You know, you're going to need to seek forgiveness and say you're sorry for some things that were done wrong and be able to receive that, you know, as part of your healing. So don't speak negatively to your child and praise them, you know, as they're going through the school year, because like you were saying, they're going through so much. They're being exposed to so much. You have no idea, especially the middle school age children.
Oh, hormones, testosterone.
This is where they're coming into who they are. Okay. I know sometimes we say the little kids, oh, it seems like they've been around their whole lives. You know, they're like 2 going on 20 or
Yes.
3 going on 30, you know, because they're so so grown and stuff like that, but they really don't know who they are at that age.
No.
It's when they reach the middle school years that they're coming into their identity. They're trying to figure out
who they are.
Who am I? You know,
Yes.
they even wonder if they belong to you at that age. You know what I'm saying? Like, are these really my parents? Was I adopted?
Yes.
Like, who are these people?
How come we're so different? Yes.
Right. Exactly. And so in them trying to find out who they are, they're trying to see who else in this school, you know, because they spend a lot of time at the school. 80% of their time is spent at that school.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
When you compare it to 100% of the time, 80%. So 20% is spent at home with you. So they're with other kids. They're with the other, you know, school administrators. And so they're trying to figure out who else in this school is like me, so that I can befriend them and be friends with them and fit in with them, so I don't, you know, I'm not an outsider or a loner, you know, all by myself in this. Like, who's going through some of the same experiences? That's when you see, like, they may find out, oh, I like to be with one type of gender versus another type of gender, you know, and so they're really trying to figure things out. So in their mind, they're all over the place.
Yes.
They're scattered everywhere.
Yes.
And they're trying everything. And it's not just, you know, relationships. It's also experimenting with different things, you know, like they might try marijuana for the first time at the middle school age, you know.
Easy.
And when they find out about that, you know, it's like a gateway to other things that they might want to try.
Yes.
And you would think, oh my God, middle school. How old are you when you're in middle school? Really? They're going through this? Yes, absolutely. Your child is going through this. And if your child is not experiencing it, their friends are experiencing it. Okay. Or they know of other kids in that school that's experiencing that thing. And so, like you were saying, you really need to pray the blood of the Lamb over your children, you know, to have the covering over them so that God can protect them from these kinds of experiences so that they don't get lost in the sauce.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mara. Maranatha says hi to Elma.
Mara,
Shout out to
how are you,
Mara.
girl?
Hi,
oh my
Mara.
God, give us a call.
Yes. So, ça elle n'a dit à très important. On comprend dans l'âge depuis ti moun arrivé dans middle school, grand pile changement qu'il a fait d'école physiquement. Physiquement, changement physique, changement mental. Lui-même l'a pas prendre des têtes, li l'a chercher pour le qui est lié, qui côté li ça supposé est, est-ce qu'il supposé dans bord droite là ou bien dans gauche là, gade les ti moun nan penser que même non même comme parents yo ouais que non tant qu'on monde qui est étrange. Mais moment ça yo non comprendre c'est parce qu'il a passé des changements dans corps yo, gen hormones ou bien testostérone yo qui commence à grandir, ti garçon yo commencé à parler, voix yo changer, ti fille yo commencé à faire ti rose, ti bagay ça. So, nous capable comprendre bagay ça. C'est ça te fait très important pour nous même pour nous encadrer nous avec petite, nous pour nous prendre patience avec yo. C'est important pour nous prendre patience avec yo parce que nous t'es passé là ça pour nous pas connaître qui j'en en Haïti.
Yeah.
Mais gende les ti moun yo senti que dans monde ça yo pas belong. Vous comprenez, yo senti que yo étrange dans monde ça. Pour ça et après et puis ça nous connaît on l'autre bagay li répéter dit marijuana. On y a dans l'école yo et là ti moun yo c'est fumé et là yo essayer prendre drogue et là qui gagne toute qualité bagay. Tout mauvais moun yo c'est de l'école là y a le tant ti moun yo pour y a ba yo bagay ça pour yo ka essayer. Et ça te fait vraiment vrai ou pas mentir m'gen ti moun qui m'a après qu'on y a yo dans 12-13 ans yo gitan dans bagay ça yo. Yo gitan addicté avec bagay ça yo. So qu'on y a ou obligé parents yo mener yo pour yo venir ouais nous pour nous ka ba yo médicaments qui pour ka retirer parce que gende là yo prend bagay la trop li fait agiter li fait agiter tant son monde qui gagne on bagay qui les psychosis qui fait psychosis là ka dit crazy ou comprendre monde n'a pas dans monde ça encore so gen ti monde ça qu'on rive yo ti monde 9 ans 12 ans Ça qu'on rive yo qu'on vle tuer tête yo ou bien yo vle tuer l'autre monde tout. Mais ces drogues là, c'est fumeur qui qu'on fait mentalement yo vinn comme ça. So et ça te fait moi même dit vraiment, il est important pour nous même les haïtiens pour nous lever tête non parce que éducation Haïti moins que éducation Haïti a été un petit genre différent. Mais notez vraiment qu'un petit moun yo fort pour yo étudier. Mais on seul bagaille ici ti moun yo mande plus tendresse. Yo mande plus compréhension, plus compassion, plus patience. Vous comprenez?
That was my next thing. To be compassionate with the kids, right?
Ou besoin compassion, ou besoin comprendre que monde ça y a vivre là li pas même genre avec monde pas non faut nous comprendre ça. So bon Dieu qu'a révélé non, li ka dit non qui gens pour nous agir à ti moun yo. Là n'a pas là avec yo, chita pas là avec yo non tant que nous senti nous ka prendre attention yo, pas courir les rendre sou yo. Sinon ta yo fâché yo on gens qui yo papier, gon bagay qui wrong. Gende laisser juste une simple question. Chita avec mon. Peut-être pas chita la caille là. Dis on a le manger. Sorti avec.
On a le font marché.
Son sorte de distraction. Vous comprenez? On a le font marché. Font l'autre bagaille. Paraît chita la caille. Fait ti moun nan vin zanmi avec ou. Sou fait ti moun nan zanmi avec ou comme parent, ou gita prend quête ti moun nan. Ti moun sa li pa pral faire rien pour ta faire honte.
Tout bagaille la vin parler ensemble avec.
La vin parler avant de toute bagaille avant décision ni la vin demander question. Les comme ça ou connaît qui est petit touyer et pour avoir confiance dans lui-même que ou gita ou connaît fait travail ou gen des bagaille ou dit bon Dieu li nan mon on connaît que ou gen que petit moi déjà bagay ça yo pas bay tête moi problème pour yo. C'est ça l'idée pour mener ti moun pour grandir yo dans la parole et puis pour gen confiance dans yo. Là yo dit on bagay là kon petit ou comprendre ou kon ça le café ou ballon en confiance. Et puis il sentir gon sécurité dans maman dans papa. Avec sécurité ça ti moun ça privé loin.
Absolutely.
So you can continue.
Very well said, my sister. And yes, use discipline as a guide. You know, we're not talking about punishing, okay?
Yes.
We're talking about discipline. There's a difference between that, okay? You're trying to raise them up, okay? And you're trying to instill some sort of structure in them. Okay, punishment is you're trying to hurt them, you know? That's the way I see it. And then be compassionate with them. Avoid using words that are belittling, you know, words that hurt. You know, they used to say when I was growing up, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. That is not true. Words hurt. So parents, please be very careful. Caregivers, be very careful of the language that you use when you're talking to these young people, okay? Because they can take that thing that you said, if it's negative, and internalize it. If it's positive, they can do the same thing if it's positive. But imagine, you know, if you said something negative, you could really be doing some damage, you know, to that young person. So take a holistic approach, you know, to student a success, and the way that you could do that is for caregivers to create a well-rounded educational experience, okay, by helping the children with their schoolwork, okay, and incorporating, and think about that, you know, they have so much going on at the schools, okay? So you want to consider like the emotional status of the child. You know, when, you know, they have homework. So some people learn differently, right? So some people, they're able to read something and they understand it and they go and they run with it. Some people you gotta demonstrate. You know, you gotta show them what you're trying to teach them, right? So know your child, like you were saying. Know what kind of learning method will work with your child. So they're no longer in the classroom, right? So now they're at home trying to do homework. And I know it's very difficult for parents because you went to school like 30, 50 years ago. So what do you know about the way they're teaching these kids to do, especially this math that they were trying to teach them to do differently from what we all learned how to do it. Parents didn't understand it. They didn't get it, so they couldn't help their kid. And so it was frustrating, you know. It's very easy for you to backhand a child when you're frustrated and you don't understand what's going on. They don't understand what's going on. It's a very frustrating situation. So I could see some sort of abuse escalating in that moment. So what you might want to do as a parent, there's so much help on YouTube. There's so much help on Google.
Yes.
They have something called what is it called? It's a K through 12 educational program. I forget what it's called, but they have even the schools use it.
Yes,
You know,
I think
Khan
I know
Academy.
it. Khan
That's
Academy.
what it's
Yes,
called.
yes,
Even the
yes.
schools use it. They use it. There's tutors on there. Like, find some sort of resource. Call the school. Ask the guidance counselor. Ask the teachers.
Yes.
Okay.
Do they have tutors?
Do you have a moment to show me how to do this? You know, so that I can help my kid. You know, so that we're not frustrated and both are getting upset over this homework assignment that you gave out. So there's ways. Seek help.
Yes.
Don't try to do it by yourself, living in a bubble. You know what I'm saying?
And I want to say too, sometimes the child may have a condition that takes a focus away from learning too.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
a lot of parents, they may not know about that. There is a condition called ADHD. Okay, there is one it's attention deficit or hyperactivity. Okay, so for these kids, sometimes it takes a mountain. They may not succeed in school until they get treated the right way.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
there is therapy, there is medications. You would see kids who if the child, since they were young, you see that they always hyper. Nothing helps. You know, they have intrusive thoughts. They always thinking,
Yes.
thinking everything. They think about it, and they cannot get it. There is a problem with focus.
Yeah.
Ti moun sa pa ka focus. So, ka wè ti moun nan même pou chita pou 1 minute li pa ka chita.
Yeah.
So, depi ti moun nan pase 5-6 ans, même l'école la y ap rapote bagay sa yo. Non même ki parent, si non ta won ti moun nan situation kon sa, chache aide pou li.
Yes.
Gen médicament qui aide ti moun yo chita et puis yo fait travail yo jan pou yo ta fait pou yo apprendre jan pou yo ta apprendre.
And there's another way that you could handle that situation too, without going straight to the medication.
No. Yeah.
So my son actually experienced lack of focus, you know, when he was younger. And so what we did was we took him to Children's Specialized Hospital and we had him evaluated. We did it ourselves. The school district has this resource available for them to do the evaluation, for them to come up with a plan,
Yes.
a educational plan for the child. They called it an IEP, okay, individualized education plan.
Yes.
So, but what we did was we didn't want the school doing it, and that's your choice as a parent. You can, you know, you have health insurance. You can reach out to providers and have them do it yourself, because I find that when the schools do it, you know, like there's a lot of like family stuff that they incorporate in that report that they're putting together. So they're asking a lot of questions. And some parents are not comfortable
Yes.
with the school district having all this family information. You know what
Well,
I'm saying?
a lot of times they have to talk to the family because they
Yes.
have to see how they behave at home.
Yes.
So-
yes, I agree. It's supposed to be to help the kids, but sometimes
They're
I don't-
into your
not to be
business
negative,
too
but
much.
sometimes they use it against the families.
Okay.
So if you have health insurance, I recommend doing it yourself. You
Go
know,
to a provider.
Going to we went to Children's Specialized and we met with an evaluator. You know, and they talked to him, evaluated him. We had to fill out a lot of forms, and they did ask a lot of stuff about the family stuff, like how long was he, you know, incubated in the stomach before he came out, you know, what was his childhood like, you know, what are the things that we're noticing in terms of behavior, that kind of stuff. And so they put together this nice report, and they interview the child too, and they make them fill out some forms, you know, some they think they're
watch
playing
them
a
too.
game. They think they're playing a game, but they're really being evaluated.
Absolutely, yes.
And so then they put out a report together, and then they can give it to you. If they feel like it's severe enough where that medication could be, you know,
Useful,
a help,
yes.
then they would prescribe the
Recommend it,
medication. But if they feel like, oh, okay, well, it's not that bad, and this child, all they need is what's called a 504 plan. You know, that's what they're gonna write out. You know, the
Individualized.
504 plan, and then you take that to the school, and the school has to implement that plan. For my son, what the plan was, to give him more breaks, than other kids get. If he wants to get up and walk around, he could do that. If he wants to get a drink of water, allow him to do that more than you would allow a child that doesn't have this.
Yes.
Because we're talking about focus issues, right?
Individualized plan.
And then
Yes.
get him to come back. If some kids require they need to touch things,
Yes.
So you give them like a little ball or something that
play
they
with.
can touch, stuff like that. Or if the child thinks with, some kids thinks with, different side of the brain or whatever, especially if they're ambidextrous or they're a lefty. So they think with the left side of the brain. So if they need to ask more questions to understand, a
just
certain
let them
topic
ask it,
or whatever it is, the teacher should allow that to happen. So that was the plan that they came up with for my
That's
son.
good.
And it was helpful. And this plan could follow them from grade to grade to grade,
Until
and
they
the
are
teachers
grown.
and the guidance counselor have to have this meeting with the parents to report on the progress of how things are going with the child, and the parents to report what they've seen improving in the household. So yes, you're absolutely right. There are a lot of kids that are suffering from ADHD and ADD, and they need intervention to be able to have a successful school year, and not only a school year, but school career.
Yes.
Because they don't just go to school 1 year; they go to school from K through 12. So that's wonderful. Thank you for bringing
In
that
college.
up.
Yeah.
So, we talked about providing individualized support. So
Yes,
parents
you
and
did that.
caregivers have unique insights into their children's strengths, into their struggles
Yes.
and interests. Okay, one of the most effective ways to promote academic success and growth is by tailoring the support to the child individually. Okay,
Yes.
so you want to ask yourself these questions: what motivates my child? What is my child interested in? When is my child most focused? How does my child prefer to learn new information, like we were talking about? And what are my child's strengths?
That's good.
Yeah.
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 Yes.
So
Good.
the other thing that I wanted to talk about, right? Because there's so much. You also mentioned about mental health and everything, and I feel like we need to talk about that another day because we're
Yes.
running out of time.
Yes.
But I wanted to talk about school safety,
Yes.
because if you're not safe, you're not going to be learning anything. You're not going to have a successful school year.
Yes.
And right now, there's a lot of anxiety, not only on the parent side, but also on the children's
Children,
side, the educator side, like the teachers and the school admins. Everybody is concerned for their safety.
Absolutely. Safety comes first.
Yes, because you send your child to school. Unfortunately, this has become a thing in America where, there's school shootings. There was just one, last week,
Yes,
right?
in
In the state
Georgia.
of Georgia. Like, school
Wednesday.
just started. Are you kidding me? So you wait until the kids are back in school and this is when you want to do what you did? Like, that, it's just wrong. And ever since Columbine, you remember Columbine when we were in school? This happened in 1999, okay? Because and after that we started seeing a trend. So according to research, there has been more than 417 school shootings since Columbine happened in 1999.
Wow.
Okay. And in all, more than 383,000 students have experienced gun violence at school since Columbine. Okay. We can't always be with our kids. We just talked about how they spend 80% of their time at school.
Yes.
Right? So that's 80% of the time we are concerned about their safety and their well-being.
And they worried too.
Yeah, and they're worried too. Exactly. So something needs to be done in order to ensure that the children are safe in school, because when they're safe, then their guard is down, then they're relaxed. They're not stressed, experiencing that level of stress where they feel like their person is in danger, Because how could you learn in an environment like that?
Well, you feel,
So it is very important to teach the children how to keep themselves safe, okay, and how to find help when they need it, okay, and they have to be vigilant, okay. If you see something, say something. And I know the kids don't like that. They're like, oh, no, we're not snitching. Snitches get stitches. It's what they say.
Li très important ça dit pour ti moun yo ka en sécurité parce que non ouais c'est justice c'est chaque temps on l'école commencer non ouais côté y a gen l'autre jeune qui a tiré dans l'école là mercredi passé non ouais côté ça qui passé dans Georgia côté un jeune ti moun 14 ans qui tué 4 moun. Et côté jeune zam ça parents qui balil papa qui balil pour qui ça on parent ba on ti moun 14 ans on zam ou connaît qui ça zam nan ka fait mais nous même qui voulait pour nous ba ti moun nos éducation qui ça pour nous faire pour nous ka kembe ti moun yo en sécurité les à l'école là c'est des pensées à penser est-ce que m'a tourner la caille moi est-ce que m'a préparé est-ce que m'a pré frère est-ce que m'a pré sem ti moun ça yo on ti gens senti que mentalement yo pas vraiment vivre là au dehors yo pas vraiment vivre so qui ça pour nous faire comme parents qui ça pour l'école là t'a fait yo font pile l'autre bagaille déjà yo mettez sécurité OK yo mettez caméra yo mettez ceci yo mettez cela yo fermez porte mais qui gens yo fait quitter un petit monde 14 ans entrer avec un arme pour y aller tirer en dedans
yeah. I guess that school they didn't have the kind of security.
Yo pas de gain, so qui ça pour nous faire pour nous assurer ti moun yo pour
There
mentalement
needs to be a uniform plan
absolutely
because they allow school districts to come up with their own plan. There needs to be like
a worldwide
a
global plan
because according to the research that I did, the federal government doesn't even keep track of this.
Of course not because
because the states have their right to their own laws and their own rules and how they run the state, so they're allowed to come up with their own
parlé
plans.
de voter OK ça sont l'autre point pour nous penser non même qui gen ti moun non pral voter pour lui est-ce que c'est yon qui remet zam qui vle bay tout moun qui besoin zam pour yo ka tuer l'un l'autre ou bien son moun qui connaît que zam n'a pas bon y a font gens pour yo retirer zam pour pas aller dans mauvais main OK so tout bagay ça yo compter non même qui chrétien qui ça nous ka fait n'a prier à ti moun yo montre yo qui gens pour yo prier si yo on bagay yo t'attendon bagay pour yo gitan courir font gens pour yo casser tête yo et puis pour yo di moun qui en a tête yo qui ka ba sécurité mais ça yo te tande mais plan yo tande qui pour le fait so bagay ça faut nous fait ti moun yo connaît qui gens bagay yo a privé qu'on y a dans le monde entier pas aucun monde qui est en sécurité vraiment pas aucun monde qui est en sécurité et puis il vraiment ça il vraiment pas fait bien pour moi on ti monde comme ça pour on zam nan mais on pas OK oui parents yo gen problème ou gen problème pour qu'il soit al bay petit ou zam ou pour qu'il soit al bay petit ou zam de pour bay zam nan ça veut dire ou voye là le font bagay avec ou pas bal zam nan comme ça ou gitan mettez dans tête li ou gitan bal plan qui ça pour la faire oui ou bal ça ou dit c'est solution ça c'est zam nan qui ka tek problème et puis sans ban mon innocent qui mourir et le problème dans la kay la li pour qui ça moun de yo mourir est-ce qu'elle fait sens
no it doesn't make any sense. So the other things that parents can do is to stay involved in their children's education, get to know the teachers, attend parent-teacher conferences, volunteer at the school so you can get to see faces and know what kind of people are around your kids. Talk to your child, ask your child questions. We were talking about this the other day.
Open communications, yes.
Open-ended questions, not just, because the kids, they like to give you one-word answers.
Yes.
How was school? Good.
Yes,
what was good about it?
Pas prendre ça seulement. So, li bon pour qu'on ait professeur tout comme parents. Les yo gen réunion fort là. On comprend fort engagé, fort interactif avec projet, fort interactif à l'école yo. Et puis qu'on ait signe tout. Signe sont l'autre bagaille.
Yes,
on est signe
Let him
Gen de-
know détresse.
Oui, lè nan détresse pou ka konen ki sa kap pase.
Yeah.
Lè ti moun nan di yon bagay, sou pa kompren li nan langaj li ba, wa chache yon moun ki ka fò kompren ni plus. Et puis on l'autre ba m tap di, an va m fini, m kwa le apre l fini, ma passe au li, le ou fini, oui. So, fò nou konen lwa yo tou.
Yes, absolutely.
Mwen très important pou nou konen lwa nan etat nou rete ya. Pou nou konen reg yo, pou nou konen lwa yo kom paran. Si yon bagay t'arive ti moun yo. Dans l'école qui nous connaît, ti moun nan ta supposé en sécurité. Qui sa loi dit de ça?
Oui.
Vous comprenez?
Oui.
Si ti moun nan ta dit un bagay que yo dit, qui sont supposé faire lo gade loi, qui sa loi dit qui sont ka prendre de ça ti moun nan dou la. So,
And every school website, especially in the state of New Jersey, because Murphy passed a law that they have to provide this information in whatever language. It's available in all languages. So you can select the language and change the entire website to your language that you understand. The laws, like you're saying, the educational laws, the rules of the school district, and what everybody has to follow, it's all online. They have a section for parents. You go under the parent section, and you'll be able to trickle down and find all that information. But
So,
absolutely, very important.
N'entendez, li très important yo moutou nan ke nan tout district yo, nan site l'école yo mette tout loi yo mette tout règ yo mette tout policy yo pour toute l'école yo nan langage que tout monde ka comprendre ni. So li important non même comme parent côté ti moun nan à l'école là pour nan aller nan site là pour nous capable comprendre loi yo pi bien. Les comme ça même non ka éduquer ti moun yo tout. Donc a éduquer ti moun yo et puis yeux nous a plus ouvri pour nous ka connait qui ça ka passé dans l'école là pour nous qui jan nous ka aider petit non pour le arrêter en sécurité.
Yes. So our time is up. So we're going to stop right here. Maybe we can finish this discussion. Maybe we can do this again. Oh my goodness, this was wonderful. I want to thank my sister Claire so very much for coming on board and having this discussion with us. I feel that the information that you provided was very valuable, and you provided in Creole to all the listeners so they're able to understand you. It was very good. So I thank you so much for being here with us.
Oh, thank you. Merci merci parce que tu as invité moi, c'est un plaisir. Et je suis toujours content pour me là avec la communauté pour me aider yo que n'importe gens yo vle. Et je suis content que c'est m'a fait un bon travail. Tout li pote en pile bonne information pour nous. Moi je voulais les attendre pour nous être attentivement pour nous entendre parce que ça l'a dit yo, li bon pour Kaila, li bon pour ti moun yo, li bon pour nous même tout, li bon pour toute famille. So prêtez attention avec li pour ça l'a dit yo pour nous capable prendre ça nos besoin parce que grand pile bon bagay là pour nous, OK? So non même haïtien les na bay non bay manger qui gen goût, non met piment, non mette sel, non mette tout bagay. So non vle di shout out avec tout le monde qui dans Facebook yo k'ap gade non. Bonsoir, comment nous y c'est Dika, nous on Fenel, nous on ti. OK, so bon aïbobo là, non pas na aïbobo amoun, but que bon Dieu béni non. Thank you for coming in. No, I appreciate that. Thank you, my sister. So,
yes, thank you.
Family matters.
Thank you,
Very
everybody.
great.
Thank you, Facebook community. We don't want to forget you. We appreciate every single person that was listening to Family Matters on Good News Radio. If you missed us today, you can hear us again tomorrow afternoon from 3 to 4 p.m. here on Good News Radio, WYGG 88.1 FM. I want to wish everyone a happy Saturday afternoon. And this was Elna speaking to you and my sister
Claire.
And again, have a successful school year, students.
OK.
Thank you.
Nous souhaitons tout le monde succès pour l'année 2024-2025 et bon Dieu protéger nous, couvrir nous, la voix des anges nous qui pour couvrir nous tout côté nous. Grâce bon Dieu avec nous.
Amen.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Merci.
This is WYGG 88.1 FM.